I have written this down as I understand that my time is limited, and I did not want to forget the facts that support Bill 187 by Senator Milkovich. The bill strives to provide the professional and other skilled members with a just and transparent process, not one where false accusations were leveled against professionals, they were extorted exorbitant fees, rigged administrative processes, engaged in patent conflicts of interest, and drove many to file for bankruptcy. I am but the truest example of the absurd, atrocious, and yes, nearly criminal way the boards conduct their business. In this nation, a nation of laws, one I fought and nearly died for, defending the flag and our Constitution, my constitutional rights were denied by the Louisiana State Board of Medical Examiners. The then DOI Director of Investigations clearly told me she could recommend a lawyer that would see my problem and get it resolved. She was referring to her boyfriend, yet both were married to other partners at that time. And I knew who he was when she mentioned his name. He's an attorney I could not afford. Her second in command was sent to tell me not to bother with my quest. I was never going to get my license back. That was all the due process I was entitled to, according to them. My hearing was no more than a kangaroo court. My witnesses were not allowed to testify. And the board and the judge, paid by them, heard the DOI side, the Director of Investigation side, even before I entered the room. To the point that one member of the board, before I concluded my testimony, told me, was I not ashamed of what I had done? By the way, at that moment, I still did not know what the charges were against me, and to this day, I do not know who my accuser was. I think I should mention at this point that I was appointed by the President of the United States to a post within the Department of Defense that required full vetting by the FBI and a Senate vote to consent. Since I was appointed twice, I passed that process twice. Now, the board claimed that I had been duly notified, yet I was unaware of their notification and proved to them that I was never informed. Hence, I had not lied. The address they had on file was one where I had not gone for at least 24 months prior to the date they claim I had been notified. I have worked very hard all of my life to obtain what I have. The manipulative decision of the board placed me in bankruptcy. I lost my house. I just about lost all I had. I'm here today fully hoping that the representatives of the people will ensure that these atrocities are never accepted again. In closing, I want to thank you for allowing me to convey my side of the story. This has been an honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
And I'm
Madrigal.
open to questions if anybody
Is there a
wants to
question for
question
him?
me.
Senator Mizell for a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you practice, Dr. Madrigal?
In Jefferson Parish. I was a member of the staff at East Jefferson General Hospital.
So I'm trying to put myself in your heart. That's terrible set of circumstances. When you were brought to the board, was your concern in finding out what the charges were? And I would, if I were in your place, my assumption would be someone's lied. Someone's filed a false accusation. So is your concern to fix the accusation or to confront the accuser?
Ma'am, at this point, it doesn't really matter who the accuser is
Exactly.
because I have already been denied all of my rights.
Right, right. So to
So
fix
the
the
process
situation.
may establish and make the point of ensuring that the rule of law is followed, not invented by the group who is in charge at that time.
And what's the status now? What's your status?
To be brutally honest, I'm on my way this afternoon to meet with the Director of Investigations of the Louisiana State Board of Medical Examiners. I do not know what my potential status would be at the end of that meeting. I can tell you, however, that I am looking at better suited people than I have in the last 10 years.
What is just better suited people? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
Well, I am actually being able to see people who are willing to see the fair side as opposed to just trying to, pull my hair and make sure they draw blood.
I've never heard that expression before.
You heard it now.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I think we all, no matter what side of the table we're sitting at, we all want justice. We all
Indeed.
want the best for Louisiana. I personally want the most qualified people that we can have practicing whatever profession they can practice in the state of Louisiana. But sometimes the ends to that don't look the same depending on your perspective. I just wondered from your perspective, because you've lived the nightmare, your concern is fixing the wrong, not so much. Some people like a confrontation, and we can see that in lots of different ways. So the confrontation may not bring about the end, but to resolve the problem is what we all want. So I thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
May I
Of course.
ma'am, when my practice was terminated, I had 7,500 active records. That tells you I was no slouch, and people very much appreciated the care that I provided them with. Number one. Number two, you said that we are looking for a fair ending. We're looking for justice. And that is the only reason I come up here today. I did not need to be here today. But I figured that if I can provide a bit of input and hopefully make a point that the rest of you can see and potentially help pass either an amended version or this bill, I would feel my life was productive.
Dr. Madrigal, and I guess I have to confess, he and I have been friends for a long, long time. He's very solid citizen from South Louisiana, and I appreciate all your efforts. You were the subject of a complaint before the medical board, is that right?
Sir, at this point, I have no idea.
Well, what I'm saying is something happened where they took away your license, is that
Well,
right?
actually, because of a complaint,
Uh-huh.
somebody who I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know what the complaint was, nor who the person was.
How long ago did this happen?
This was, I think it's about 2010.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
I have been trying ever since.
And you didn't appeal it? You didn't appeal it through the courts or anything?
Well, at that time, there was no ability to go to court. And it would have, I was already nearly darn broke. In fact, that's why I had to file for bankruptcy protection.
Okay. And you didn't, and no lawyer told you, somebody told you that all you had to just live with that? Is that it?
Well, no, but I would have to.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying, did you ever inquire as to whether you had any appellate rights to that decision?
I did.
Okay.
And I had to get a lawyer.
Okay. And you pursued it?
Lawyers are pretty expensive, sir.
Not all lawyers, you know?
Well,
No, you're right. I understand there, but I mean, basically they're taking away your livelihood.
the boyfriend of the DOIs at that time was supposed to take my case, but wanted a $50,000 upfront payment
Okay.
to draw from.
So you chose. I'm not trying to cast fault. I'm just saying, but you did have the opportunity, if you wanted to pursue it, and for financial reasons, you could not.
I could have, I guess, yeah.
I got you. Okay. Thank you very